Invoke is a verb with several related meanings. 1. To call on a higher power, authority, or principle for help, support, or inspiration. The lawyer invoked the judge's duty to ensure a fair trial. During the ceremony, the priest invoked the blessing of the saints. 2. To cite or appeal to a law, rule, or precedent as justification. The tenant invoked her rights under the lease to challenge the eviction notice. In his defense, he invoked the First Amendment. 3. In computing, to execute or call a routine, function, or method. In the script, the main program invokes the data processing function. You can invoke the save dialog by pressing Ctrl+S. 4. To produce or bring about a feeling, response, or image in the mind. The old photograph invoked memories of childhood summers. Her speech invoked a strong sense of solidarity. Examples of usage in sentences. When negotiating the contract, she invoked the arbitration clause to resolve disputes. The film's soundtrack invokes the atmosphere of 1920s Paris. To refresh the page, simply invoke the browser's reload command. He invoked his right to remain silent during questioning. Here's how invoke and revoke differ, plus a few tricks to keep them straight. 1. Core meanings. Invoke, to call upon, a power, authority, function, and memory, or to trigger execute in programming. Revoke, to take back. To take back, a privilege, license, order. 2. Word parts, etymology. Both share the root voke, Latin vocare, to call. Invoke equals in, into on, voke, call in on. Revoke equals re-back again, voke, call back, take back. 3. Usage examples. Invoke, she invoked her right to remain silent. The API call invokes the login routine. His speech invoked images of rural America. Revoke, the DMV revoked his driver's license. The court revoked the restraining order after the witness retracted her statement. They can revoke your membership if fees aren't paid. 4. Memory tips. Look at the prefixes. In equals move in, bring about. Invoke equals start or call in. Re equals back, undo. Revoke equals take back. Associate the I in invoke with initiate, both start something, and the R in revoke with remove, both undo something. Picture a function invoke lighting up a module. Picture revoke shutting it off or pulling it away. Keeping those little clues in mind should help you pick the right voke every time. Empathy and sympathy both involve understanding others' feelings, but at different depths. 1. Definitions. Sympathy, feeling for someone, acknowledging another's hardship and expressing compassion or sorrow. I'm sorry you're going through that. Empathy, feeling with someone, actually tuning into and sharing their emotional experience, imagining yourself in their shoes. I can only imagine how hard that must be for you. 2. Key differences. Distance versus immersion. Sympathy keeps a slight emotional distance. I feel bad that this happened to you. Empathy bridges that distance. I feel what you're feeling. Response style. Sympathetic responses offer comfort or condolences. Empathetic responses validate and mirror the other person's inner state. Conversation effect. Sympathy can sound like poor you. Empathy sounds like I'm with you in this. 3 examples. A friend loses their job. Sympathy, that really stinks. Let me know if I can help. Empathy, I know how scary and upsetting that must feel. I went through something similar last year. 4 memory tips. Prefix clue. Sim means together with, but think of it as standing beside someone, offering support at arm's length. Im, from in, means in, so empathy equals stepping in to share their feelings. Phrase cues. Sympathy, sorry you're hurt. Empathy, I feel you're hurt. Visual. Sympathy equals a hand on their shoulder. Empathy, walking in their shoes. 1 definition. Pity, noun, a feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering or misfortune of others, often with a sense of distance or condescension. Pity, verb, to feel sorry for someone's suffering or situation. 2. How to use it. As a noun, my heart went out to her in pity when I heard the news. As a verb, I pity anyone who has to work in that heat all day. 3. Usage examples. Noun, it's a pity you can't join us for dinner. Here, pity means a shame or too bad. Noun, he felt nothing but pity for the stray kitten. Verb, I pity the students who have to study for finals without a break. Verb, she pitied her friend's anxiety but didn't know how to help. 4. Memory tips. Picture a pit of sadness. Someone stuck down in a pit makes you feel sorry for them. Pity. Pity party. Imagine people throwing themselves a pity party when things go wrong. That phrase helps cement the word. PITY breakdown. P equals poor thing, I equals I feel, T equals their trouble, Y you. Altogether, you feel sorry for them. Compare to sympathy. Sympathy, I feel for you. Pity equals I feel sorry you're down in a pit. Whether pity is good or bad depends on context and intent. 1. Compassionate use, more positive. You genuinely feel sorrow for someone's hardship and want to help. Example, I pity those who've lost everything in the fire. I'll do whatever I can to assist. In this sense, pity can motivate kindness or support. 2. Condescending use, more negative. You look down on someone's situation, implying I'm better off than you. Example, I pity anyone who still believes that rumor. It's naive. Here, pity sounds judgmental or dismissive. 3. Neutral use in idioms. It's a pity to mean it's too bad or unfortunate without strong emotion. Example, it's a pity you missed the concert. This is usually neither harsh nor deeply caring, just a polite expression of regret. Tips to tell which tone you're using. Listen for additional cues. If the speaker follows pity with an offer of help, it's likely compassionate. If there's sarcasm or a sense of superiority, it's condescending. In writing, watch for adjectives or adverbs, truly pity or deeply pity versus only pity. Bottom line, pity can be a springboard for genuine empathy and aid, but it can also come off as patronizing. The key is your attitude and what you do with that feeling. Here's why you'd choose one over the other and how to use each correctly. 1 nuance, I'm sorry he has to work in the hot weather. This is a sympathetic response. You're expressing regret or compassion. I feel bad about it. It's warm and signals you share his situation. I pity him for having to work in the hot weather. This registers a stronger, more detached sorrow. You're observing his hardship from the outside and feeling sorry for him, but you're not necessarily sharing or offering to help. It can sound a bit formal or even slightly condescending if you overuse it. 2. Grammar. I pity he has to is ungrammatical. As a verb, pity takes an object, pronoun, or noun phrase. Correct, I pity him for having to work in the hot weather. Better yet, you can turn the clause into a noun. I pity the fact that he has to work in the hot weather. I'm sorry he has to work is fine as is. 3. When to use which. Use I'm sorry for everyday sympathy, especially if you want to comfort or offer help. Use I pity when you want to underscore how harsh or unfortunate the situation is, or when writing more formally poetically. 4. Memory tips. Sorry, softer shared feeling. I'm in this with you. Pity, stronger, observational feeling, poor thing down in the pit of trouble. Think SORRY, S haired over R regret, sympathy. PITY, P or ITY, you see them as a poor, pishable case. Bottom line, in casual conversation you'll almost always reach for I'm sorry. It sounds warmer, less stilted, and won't risk seeming condescending. One definition. Condescending, showing or implying a patronizing attitude, talking down to someone as if they're less intelligent, experienced, or important. 2. How to use it. Her condescending tone made me feel like a child. He gave me a condescending smile before explaining the basic concept I already knew. The manager's condescending remarks drove morale through the floor. 3. Good or bad. Almost always bad. Calling something condescending flags disrespect, superiority, or lack of genuine regard for the other person. Rarely you might point out a well-intentioned but condescending comment. I only said it to help, but even then, you're signaling that the delivery missed the mark. 4. Tips to remember. A. Break the word down. Con equals together with in Latin roots. But here, ironically, you're with someone only in order to descend on them. Descend equals come down, so you're coming down from your higher perch. B. Visual cue. Picture someone standing on a platform looking down and speaking to a smaller figure. That's condescending. C. Sound cue. The send in condescending echoes descend, go down, which helps you recall it's about coming down on someone. D. Synonym check. If it feels like you're talking down to or patronizing someone, you're being condescending. Bottom line, calling someone or something condescending is a critique of tone and attitude, so it's generally negative. 1. Definition. Patronizing. Treating someone with apparent kindness or courtesy that betrays a feeling of superiority, talking down to someone. Verb form. Patronize, to go to or do business with, or to treat condescendingly. 2. How to use it in a sentence. Her tone was so patronizing I felt like a child. Don't patronize me. I know what I'm doing. He smiled patronizingly and offered to explain the basics. 3. Good or bad. Almost always bad. Calling someone patronizing is a critique of their attitude. You're pointing out that they're being insincere or belittling. Rarely neutral. A patronizing discount could simply mean a special deal for certain customers. There, it's not about tone, but about being a patron. But in everyday speech, you'll hear it as negative. 4. Tips to remember. A. Think patron plus eyes. Imagine a wealthy patron looking down from a balcony, tossing coins, and speaking as if those below can't understand. B. Sound cue. The patron in patronizing echoes patron saint, which is someone you look up to. Flip it. Patronizing is someone acting like they're way up, you're way down. C. Visual cue. Picture someone patting your head while lecturing you. Helpful? No, that's patronizing. D. Link to condescending. Both mean talking down, but patronizing often feels more courtesy. Oh, good job, sweetie, rather than outright criticism. Bottom line, if someone calls your words or tone patronizing, it means you've come across as superior rather than supportive. Here's the scoop. 1. He talks condescending. Incorrect. When you modify a verb, talks, you need an adverb, not the adjective condescending. Correct versions: he talks condescendingly. He speaks in a condescending tone. He frequently talks down to people. 2. He looks condescending. This one is fine. Looks here is a linking verb, so it can take an adjective complement. Just as you can say he looks tired or she looks upset, you can say he looks condescending. 3. Quick memory tips. Verb versus adjective. Verbs: talks, runs, writes, modify with adverbs: condescendingly, quickly, clearly. Linking verbs: is, seems, looks, complement with adjectives: condescending, tired, angry. If you find yourself tacking "ly" onto the end of your verb description, that's your clue it needs to be an adverb. He talks rude, he talks rudely. Bottom line, say he talks condescendingly or he speaks in a condescending tone. And you can correctly say he looks condescending.